Hello. This, I guess, is my first video. Guess I'll talk about my coming out story. It's about 5 years in November, so I guess 4.5 years, almost. Senior in high school. Well, I guess 4.5 years with my mom. I came out to my friends 5 years in August. But came out kind of in high school, August, September-ish, and definitely was a good thing. Wish I had done it sooner. I told some friends I was bi when I was a sophomore. But when I came out to my mom, I wanted it to be something I told her, something that I was in control. And it was a Sunday night. We made dinner. We actually ate at the dinner table. For some reason, I got all dressed up. My sister, who had found out about a week before that, told me that it's probably not the best idea with the work amount that my mom was under, and thought it might cause some pressure, but there wasn't any turning back from there. I said she probably should be alright with it. In my head, told her, well, we started eating dinner, started cleaning up. I said I needed to tell her something, and I kind of just fiddled around it. She started asking me questions. Did I get in trouble? Do we need to get a lawyer? And the last thing for the big question, she asked if I got a girl pregnant, which shocked me. Kind of wish it was that a little, because it could have at least given her some kind of shock or something. Well, she was shocked, but when she asked if I was gay, she didn't. She started laughing a little, but then she asked if I was joking, if it was a phase. Sat around, talked for a little bit. I do have a gay uncle, and he's been with his partner for almost, I think, about 30 years. Longest in my mom's family, out of 8 kids. And him being the second oldest. And we cried for a second. She said she doesn't bother her. When she cried, I kind of ran up to her and started crying, but came down, everything was fine, nothing was different. I still had to lie for a little bit where I was going, because she just was very nervous. I think she was any mother, being nervous and actually accepting, and worried that I'm going to get hurt or where I'm going. But I was 18, so that was fine. And my dad was supposed to come in, or my dad came in the same week. I told my mom he was coming in that weekend, and then I got a bacterial infection and strep, and I was kind of bedridden, and I was too uncomfortable sitting in my bed while he was able to move around. So I didn't tell him then. I didn't actually tell him until about 1.5 years later, but it still wasn't the way I wanted it, because I wanted to tell him in person, because I felt he deserved that. But I was supposed to go with him. I think I told him my freshman year of college. He really was kind of the last person to know. Didn't mean it for it to work out that way. I kind of wanted to tell him in person, but I texted him saying I wanted to see him. He lives so far away, but I was going to see him in May or over spring break, something like that. And I said I needed to tell him something, and he immediately calls me. I pick up. I think I had said something about it being very important, very, life-changing. He asked if I had gotten a girl pregnant, which I don't know why my parents think that. But then he asked if I was coming out of the closet. He said he was fine with that, and he said, I guess he obviously thought about it. My mom, I guess for some reason, had no clue, even though my music and TV shows kind of gave it away. But it's 2000. Well, it's 2005, 6, whatever. So can't be too shocked at what people watch. But Yeah, that was it. I mean, it was definitely a life-changing experience. Definitely regret my first year after I came out, after high school was done. All my friends left. I stayed back home at school for a year. I went out way too much to the gay clubs, always wanting to find someone to be in a relationship with, and you know, it's like I always got my hopes up. I mean, I was 18, 19 years old, and going out, hang out. They were good people, but it didn't reflect the type of person I am. And I look back on that, I should have done a lot more soul searching than partying, even though I didn't even drink. I could have saved a lot of money. But it was definitely, I mean, I transferred schools. I live in Ohio, so I mean, I went from, I won't say where, but it's like I go from the south all the way up to the north. So, big change there. I definitely started out still being kind of with the gay crowd a little, because I guess it was easier to network and not be judged. And I would definitely say I broke away from that after a year. I did, you know, I got my gay friends, whatever, but I think the ones I'm friends with are good people. They're who they are. They have people. They aren't friends with every gay guy, and if they are, I chose them because I feel like they're more down to earth, not superficial. And it's snowing out, so it's like 15 inches of rain, or 15 inches of snow. Yeah, those are the ones I'm friends with. Still would like to, you know, break free, not break free, but break out of Ohio sometime. Hope to definitely see the world. Still haven't been in a relationship. Definitely a little picky on that part. Not picky, but probably more scared. I just feel like once I'm committed, I want the first person I'm with to be close by, be near. Don't want to be long distance, which I could have definitely had my first relationship right after, about a year after I came out. Someone that was very important, that I had a lot in common with. It was one of those first date things that I fell head over heels for. But he lived in Columbus and I lived in Cincinnati at that time, and I just wasn't ready to do long distance, especially for my first relationship. And even though he's got the credentials of what I look for in a man, just wasn't right. I do regret that I didn't just take the risks to see how it would go, but you know, sometimes you make mistakes, and you know, I'm hopefully not going to make those again. I mean, I do have my ups and downs, but you know, I don't know, I would hope that I'll be able to find someone soon, just so I can, you know, I'm 20, didn't date in high school at all, tried to tell people I was a religious person, even though I really wasn't at all, but I said I respected women. I lived with my mom and sister, and my dad's he's on his third marriage. I mean, and my mom hasn't been married since. She almost was engaged, but that was when I was a kid, so kind of sucks, but probably definitely has to do with a lot of why I don't want to be in a relationship, because I feel like the minute I commit, and who knows how, you know, like I don't want to make a mistake or anything. But it's been interesting. I have about a year to graduate. Poli-sci major, political science. Though I would like to work at the UN, Amnesty International, possibly go to law school. Don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, might make another video after this. Don't know, but make one either right after this or sometime this week. And alright, peace.